Hey, what's up guys, in this video we're going to talk about map, filter, reduce in JavaScript. So these are the three methods that are very important and we need to have clear understanding about them. So first of all, let's talk about the map method. So the map method creates a new array by performing a function on each array element. The map method does not make any changes to the original array. So here we have one array with 4 numbers. Now we can create another resulting array which can have all the numbers increased by 1. The efficient way to do this is by using the map method. So we're gonna apply the map method to the array 1. Now the map method takes one callback function. So we're gonna pass myfunc. Now we have to define the my function. So this function takes 3 parameters. First one is the value, then the index of that value, and then the whole array itself. Now here inside we have to write the logic. So the logic is we are going to return all the value increased by 1. So the resulting array will have all the values increased by 1. So if we console log array1 and the resulting array, so you can see the resulting array all the values are increased by 1. So now let's see how that's working. So the map method is calling this callback function for every individual item. So in the first iteration, so the value will be 1, the index will be 0, and this will be the whole array. Value will be increased by 1, so the resulting array will have 2. Similarly, the callback function will be called for the value 2 also, and similarly the value 2 will be increased by 1. So the resulting array will have 2, 3, 4 and 5. So all the items are increased by 1, and this is how we got the output where all the values are increased by 1. And this is how the map method is working. So the map method calls this callback function for every individual item of the array, and then we can write our logic and we can perform the operations accordingly. And next we have the filter method. So the filter method creates a new array with array elements that pass a test. Like an example, we can create another array and this array will have all the values greater than 2. So for this we can use filter method, and this method also takes one callback function, and now we have to define the function. This function also takes the value, the index of the value and the array, and here we have to write the logic. So we want to return all the values that are greater than 2, so we have to write the condition value greater than 2. So this filter array will have all the values greater than 2. So if we just console that, so you can see we have only 3 and 4 that satisfies this condition. So let's now see how that is working. So the filter method is calling that callback function for every individual array item. For the first one, it is calling the callback function with the value 1, and here the condition is value greater than 2. So the condition is false, so it will not return any value, and it will go on with the second item. So the second item, the value is not greater than 2, so this will also not be returned, and it will call with the third one. And in case of the third one, the condition is correct, so 3 will be returned. Similarly, the 4 will be returned, and this is how we got the output 3 and 4. Filter method filters out certain elements based on the condition that we have written inside the callback function. So let's now talk about the reduce method. So the reduce method runs a function on each array element and it reduces the values to a single value. The reduce method works from left to right, and this method does not make any changes to the original array. So here we have the array of numbers. Now we can find the summation of all these numbers by using the reduce method. For this we're gonna apply the reduce method, and this will take one callback function, and now we have to define that function. This function takes 4 parameters. First one is the total, then the value, then the index of that value, and then the array itself. And here we're gonna return the total plus the value. And now if we console log the sum, so you can see we have the summation of all the values. Now let's see how that is working. So here the reduce method is calling the callback function for every element of the array. So first of all, the callback function will be called for the value 1, and here initially the total will be 0 and the value is 1. So we are returning the total plus value, and in the next iteration the callback function will be called for the value 2. So the value is 2, new sum is 1, the total plus value will be 3, and in the next iteration callback function will be called for the value 3. So 3 will be added with the total, so the result will be 6. Next iteration 4 will be added to the total, so the total will be 10. So this is how we are getting the output. So here the reduce method is calling the callback function for every element, and the total is returning the sum of the values. Now this total has an initial value of 0 now, but we can also pass one initial value to this total, like we can pass 10. So now this total has an initial value of 10 that we have passed, so 10 will be added to all this value of the array, and this is how we are getting the output of 20. So hope you understand about the map, filter and reduce method of JavaScript. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.